I review and recommend a lot of different banks on my channel, both for personal and business banking solutions. However, there is one bank I would never recommend and I actively discourage you from using, and that bank is Wells Fargo. Unfortunately, I am currently a Wells Fargo customer because they purchased my mortgage from another company. I had no say in that. However, I was also previously a Wells Fargo customer by my own accord because I had an auto loan through them. And that was a horrible mistake because Wells Fargo has a long history now of actively defrauding their customers, charging them fees that shouldn't be charged, and getting caught for it. In December of 2022, they actually were found to have illegally assessed fees and interest on auto loans, mortgage loans, and they misdirected payments. They wrongfully repossessed cars. Basically, they did a ton of shady stuff with their customers and they got caught. They were fined. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau fined them $3.7 billion. They had to pay $2 billion to customers directly, and then they had $1.7 billion that they had to put in a victims relief fund. Yes, a victims relief fund. I was one of the customers that received part of that $2 billion because I received money from Wells Fargo because when I had an auto loan with them, they misapplied payments. They mischarged fees. They did things to my account and stole my money. And then when they were caught, they had to pay us back. So yes, them not applying payments correctly was so terrible, and one of the reasons why I will never recommend them, because they actively harmed me, got caught, and had to pay me back. But beyond that, there is a long list of things that didn't actively apply to me that would make them a terrible bank for you. And part of it is all of the shady things that they've done in the past. I will link down below a list so you can see all of the different things that they have had happen at Wells Fargo. Let's just look at a few of the headlines. For years, Wells Fargo overcharged almost 11,000 investment advisory accounts, about 27 million in fees. That is excessive. Not great, right? Oh, and here's another one. Since 2011, they have secretly created millions of unauthorized bank accounts and credit card accounts without customers knowing it. At that time, they opened over 1 million different accounts that were not authorized. They had almost 500,000 different credit card accounts that were not authorized. They were just playing with people's money. And while Wells Fargo says that they have fired like 5,000, 6,000 something employees, good for them. That will never make up for the culture that you allowed that to happen in my opinion. This is my personal opinion, and you know, if Wells Fargo sues me, there'll be a part 2 to this video. And those are separate scandals. That is the thing that has forever tainted Wells Fargo's ability to earn me back as a customer willingly, is the fact that they had these horrible things that they did as a company, and then a couple of years later, they did other horrible things. It's not just one single scandal. There's multiple, there's separate ones. They've been doing this to their customers for years now. I honestly do not understand how they have any customers other than actively buying loans and mortgages and taking customers from other banks like they have with me, because I would never actively step into a Wells Fargo branch and open an account with them. Never. And I really liked this quote from the CFPB director that said, Wells Fargo rinse and repeat cycle of violating the law has harmed millions of American families. Millions of American families have been actively harmed by a bank. I think that's reason not to use them. So I just wanted to come on here and share the one bank that I would never recommend. I will definitely link down below some of the articles and also the list of things that Wells Fargo has done and all of the different settlements that they've had to agree to because they have actively harmed customers. None of their products are that amazing that you should select Wells Fargo over other banking options. There are much better banks out there that don't have this incredibly shady history, that don't have the history of being forced to fix their problems, being forced to take care of their customers that they harmed. There are much better banks out there that offer better products, that offer better apps and things that you might want to use. They have better accounts. They pay better rates. Honestly, there's really no reason to use Wells Fargo ever. And if you are a Wells Fargo customer, I would honestly probably look into other banks. If you're curious on some of the banks I recommend and some of the better like high yield savings accounts and options out there, definitely check out this next video. And as soon as I can either pay off my mortgage or get another company to buy it, I will also be leaving Wells Fargo because they do not deserve another single cent of my money.